Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the numbers so you don't have to. And today we are looking at News Corporation and specifically some filings that shed light on their stock repurchase programs. I'm sure you are all eager to dive into the juicy details of corporate buybacks. So let's get started. So what we have here is essentially a notification filing, an 8K to be precise. It talks about News Corporation's ongoing commitment to buying back its own stock. Think of it like a company investing in itself by purchasing shares from the open market. They have a pretty sizable program up to $1 billion in aggregate to buy back both their Class A and Class B common stock. This filing is noteworthy because it highlights their requirement to report these buyback transactions to the Australian Securities Exchange, or ASX, on a daily basis if any occur. It's like a continuous stream of information for the market. This means they can't just quietly buy back shares, they have to be transparent about it, especially with foreign exchanges. The company is essentially stating that when they buy back their stock, it is considered a forward-looking statement. This is a legal acknowledgement that just because they intend to buy back stock doesn't guarantee they will or how much they will ultimately purchase. It's about managing expectations and acknowledging the uncertainties involved, like if their stock price suddenly skyrockets, or if they find better investment opportunities elsewhere. Now, this filing itself doesn't contain a lot of detailed financial tables. Like a full earnings report would, instead it focuses on the mechanism and reporting of their stock repurchase programs. The real meat of the information regarding the repurchases is presented in Exhibits 99.1 and 99.2, which are referred to here. These exhibits would contain the actual daily disclosures made to the ASX, while we don't have those specific exhibits embedded here. The 8K tells us they exist and what general purpose they serve. The date of the 9th of October 2025 is significant here. It marks the earliest event reported in this filing and signifies the period to which these disclosures pertain. It sets the clock for the reported activities and any forward-looking statements made in relation to the repurchase programs. So we are seeing actions or intentions around buying back stock that happened or were planned for this date. This section details the context for these disclosures. News Corporation explains that under their stock repurchase programs, they are authorized to buy back up to $1 billion of their outstanding Class A and Class B. Common stock, the key takeaway here is the obligation to report these transactions daily to the Australian Securities Exchange. This adds a layer of regulatory scrutiny and requires constant updates to the market about their buyback activities. The filing is very clear about these being forward-looking statements. This is a standard disclaimer companies use to protect themselves legally. They are saying that their current intentions to repurchase stock are based on what management believes today, but things can change for many reasons. The market price of their stock, general economic conditions, or even new laws could affect their decisions. They are essentially saying don't hold us to these plans if circumstances change, and they are not obligated to update these statements if external factors shift unless the law requires it. This is where the document lists its exhibits. For this particular filing, the most relevant are Exhibits 99.1 and 99.2, which contain the actual information provided to the Australian Securities Exchange. These would be the documents detailing specific buyback transactions on the dates noted within them. The filing also includes Exhibit 104, which is the cover page in an interactive data format, a common practice for SEC filings to make them machine readable. Looking at this from a broader perspective, the fact that News Corporation is actively engaging in stock repurchases signals a few things. First, it suggests that management believes the company's stock is undervalued, or that they have excess cash that can be more effectively returned to shareholders through buybacks rather than other investments. It can also be a signal of confidence in the company's future prospects. And finally, the signature block here confirms that this report has been duly authorized by News Corporation, with Michael L. Bunda signing off as Senior Vice President, Deputy General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary. It shows the formal authorization behind these disclosures. Now, let's talk about what this really means. When a company like News Corporation announces or reports on a stock buyback program, it has several implications. For shareholders, it can signal that the company is financially healthy enough to return capital. It can also help boost the stock price by reducing the number of shares outstanding, which increases earnings per share. However, it also means that the company might not be investing heavily in future growth initiatives, such as research and development or new acquisitions. So it is a balancing act. Ultimately, the $1 billion authorization is a significant amount, indicating a strong belief from leadership in the value of their own shares. The daily reporting to the ASX is a compliance detail, but it speaks to a global operation and the need for transparency across different markets. In conclusion, this filing is less about detailed financial results and more about the mechanics and transparency of News Corporation's capital allocation strategy through share repurchases. It reinforces their commitment to shareholder returns while also legally acknowledging the inherent uncertainties in executing such programs. What is your take on stock buybacks in general, and what do you think this signals for News Corporation? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights into the world of finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more engaging discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.